G'day viewers, my name's Graham Stevenson and I'd like to invite you to come on a journey of creativity and learning and adventure through the series Colour in Your Life. There's an artist in every family throughout the world, and lots of times there's an artist deep down inside all of us as well. So grab your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties, uncles and mums and dads and come and see how some of the best artists do what they do. Well, hi viewers, and welcome back to Colour in Your Life. Well, we are in Los Angeles, California today in the United States, and we are with a very, very talented abstract artist, Mr. Ramey Dixon. How are you, buddy?
It's good to see you, Graham.
Great to be on the show. Now, Ramey's a fantastic man with a great ability. He's literally come through some quite difficult positions in his life to get where he is these days, and initially started out working with a company that did faux finishes, which is basically putting, you know, like pictures and pictorials onto walls and lots of different things like that. But art really, in a sense, has probably saved your life a lot, hasn't it?
It really has.
Yeah. And you've come to a position now where you started to become quite a well-known abstract artist in the LA area. Tell me, why did you move into abstractionism and what brought you to it?
For me, it's a portal for my feelings to be expressed on a canvas. Basically, you know what's going on with me on the inside based on what you see here. A lot of my stuff is very emotional, and there's different energies that come out depending on what color I use or the depth that I use, and
lots of quite large pieces as well. I mean, you work really, really large with what you do. You know, what are some of the influences? I mean, as you were saying, it's about the portal of expression for who you are. Does this deem back to some of those difficult times that you were happening years ago? Is that what you tap into to get that out?
That and today, the way I feel. Both of them come out depending on what's going on. Because for me, it never goes away, the life that I had before, you know, but the new life it comes out as well. It depends on what I'm tapped into at the moment, basically.
Cool. And as part of the journey, I mean, Ramy has basically met up with a fantastic woman called Anna along the way as well. That's really become a great influence in your life also. So that's a really cool place. I mean, this is what art can do for you on many, many occasions. It brings the best out in human beings, and I think it's brought the best out in both of you as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Dick Blick, who's one of the largest art retailers in the United States, has very generously sponsored you for today, which is pretty cool. So we just wanted to put, and it takes a lot of these big companies to step forward and be part and parcel of what Colour in Your Life is doing. So we have to thank Dick Blick for that for a start. But I'm going to be talking to Ramy today as he goes through. These are very physical pieces. It's the best way I can describe them. And he really throws his emotions into these abstract paintings. And you're going to see some really, really cool stuff as we go along today, plus some of the other pieces that he's done over the years that he's been doing this. But I'm going to get out of the shot, as I always do, and I'm going to let this young man demonstrate what he does, and this is going to be a fun day, so let's get stuck into it. Okay, Ramy, let's start one of these amazing pieces of yours. That's a reasonable sized chunk of canvas. So how do you normally go about filling that space?
Something like this, what I do is I like to actually create a lot of depth and contrast with the paintings that I do. I actually like to even go bigger than this normally. This was a good size that I could use for what we're doing right now. I like to use it where I can create a lot of highs and lows, and so you go into the painting on certain levels. You can actually cruise inside if you have the imagination to do that.
Yeah, there's many different parts to your work. I mean, you look at it particularly as an abstract artist, and there's pictures within pictures when you get close to it.
Right.
And they're pictures that create themselves inherently in the end anyway.
Right.
Absolutely. So where do we start then?
Okay. Basically, I'll get the canvas wet first.
Okay.
Get a nice layer of water on there, because I'm gonna have to do this all in one shot. Normally I start with my black, and I just paint, free paint.
So you're also a member of the Los Angeles Art Association as well, which from what I know has been around for over 90 years.
Yeah, the LA Art Association is actually something that I got involved with. This was my first year doing it. A friend of mine turned me on to it. the opportunity to do it. Almost every month you have an opportunity to basically submit for a show. And there's other opportunities that come up as well. It's a great organization, been around for a long time.
So you sort of, with this style that you've developed, it comes from the gut. And the best part about it is I think that there must be just a fantastic sense of enjoyment, basically flowing the colours down, seeing the paint go onto the canvas. Not quite sure, and that's the thing about abstract. You're not quite sure what's going to happen sometimes.
Right, yeah. It gives my spirit opportunity to sing almost. That's the way I feel. It's when I'm coming down the canvas and just blending the colors, it's the only time I'm really totally content in the world, I feel like, almost, is when I'm painting. So
that's fantastic.
It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to create different tones and depth so that the painting will actually reveal itself as I put the top coat on later on. Mm-hmm. But right now, this is, in my opinion, this makes the painting. The undercoat really makes the painting. If you don't do this right, you can spread paint around all day, but if you don't have the right tones and the right grays that I create all my colors normally by using these Dick Blick paints, but I want to create something that's going to contrast with the red really well that I'm going to use on the top coat. Mm-hmm. But with the blue, I would do a different tone. So that's basically how it goes. I create colors that I want to use based on what the top coat's going to be.
Yeah, and they are acrylics that you're using as well.
Yeah, I use all acrylics.
Yeah. So how do you find the Dick Blick acrylics in comparison to others?
They're amazing paints, especially for when I do the undercoats. They blend really, really well. The consistency's great. They have a lot of pigment. Yeah. So you're able to get a lot of depth out of them, which I really like.
I can see by, because they are big canvases, but this is good exercise for you too, I think.
Oh yeah.
You're moving around a lot.
Besides, this is where I get my workout, basically.
That's great.
Like I said, it's when I feel completely connected and content in the world is when I'm doing this.
So you've got two paintings there, Ramy, that one's called Dante, the other one's called Just Heaven. It's sort of, I think, a metaphor or a description of where you've come from and where you are now.
Dante kind of reminiscing about how things used to be, not so much romanticizing or anything, but remembering it, and seeing what I need to be grateful for today and what's going on in my life now.
Sure.
Because like I went through stuff, like everybody does, basically, but that painting came out from me actually remembering how it was and what it was like. So it's a very special painting to me. And as far as Just Heaven, this painting represents exactly what's going on today, currently in my life and where I want to go. I have an amazing girl. I'm doing what I love. It's like God's blessed me, and I feel very grateful for it.
Life's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're creating some great works, and that's basically what it's all about in the end.
Right.
So with the work now, you just really start to just slide your way down the piece, keeping the canvas as wet as you can. I mean, sort of what grabs you to make a decision in a painting? How do you just say, okay, I need to stop and do this now?
For me, I feel it. It comes out of the brush. But as I'm going, it's like an instinct in me to know, if I need to put a little bit of light dry brush on top of the paint, or if I need to keep a wet edge so it's blended and more fluid. Mm-hmm. It just becomes second nature for me, basically, or it's become second nature. That's all there is to it for me. It's almost like the brush is part of my arm now, and it just flows. It just comes out. It's
an extension of.
It is an extension of, definitely. But it's very, very important for me to keep that wet edge.
Yep.
Because if I don't have the wet edge, the painting will go sideways in a second.
Yep.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna grab my bottle real quick and keep it wet. So with the paint, if I keep it fluid and keep it wet, it will blend really, really nice for me. I like the way the bristles work from the brushes that I get from Blick. It makes it very easy to create what I'm trying to create here, which is a little bit of a metallic look by blending the grays and the red and the white. That's the important thing for me, is because I want to create almost like a trick of the eye. Doing the faux finish background, that was one thing that we did a lot of, was we would make things look like things they weren't. We'd take this wall and make it look like rusted steel, or we would take what else? A piece of masonite board and we'd make it look like oak. So a lot of that comes out in my style of painting. So very grateful for the job I used to have and the things I used to do with it.
You've also got a piece that I really like, and it reminds me of the time I went through Arizona, and it's called Metamorphosis. And it looks to me like you've got the desert and then the Monument Valley monoliths as you're going, and the sky is setting with the night sky coming into as well. It's a great piece. As you were saying before, there are just some things that start to appear in your work.
It's planned, and then it's also at the same time, it's a blessing when stuff like that just happens with this abstract stuff. But because I can plan and plan and plan to do stuff and make things turn out the way I want, but in the end, it's whatever the material wants to do and whatever the universe is working in my corner of that day, basically.
Happy brush strokes in the end.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna start creating some hard lines, giving it some real definition. Normally I don't like to use black and white so much, but I found with these two colors, if you mix other colors into them, they're fine to work with a lot. Unless you're using straight black and white, and then they contrast really well. But for me, the color I love to use is Payne's Gray. I love using Payne's Gray. So with the Payne's Gray, what'll end up happening is, in the end, the red, the contrast between the red and the blue hue that's inside the Payne's Gray, they'll really pop together, and you'll see them. It'll come alive. It's a pretty cool little thing, and Payne's Gray is one of the coolest colors in my opinion.
So you really do put down a number of layers really to build up the intensity and the depth of the paint as well.
Yes, what I do is I continue to work it over and over and over until basically what happens is I feel that it's ready. And what I'm trying to do is create different lines and get depth, and then work these colors on top of each other to bring out different colors, different hues that'll come out, whether it's red or a little bit of a blue tone or whatever it may be. But I just know when it's right, and I stop. You know, sometimes when I'm painting, I think about a friend of mine his name is Dominic. He died of brain cancer, but he was an amazing artist. And so his dad's a great artist too, an amazing illustrator. And it's really funny, like when I'm working and I have a brush in my hand, sometimes I think about him. A lot of lost times, you know, good times together. And it was before I found art. You know, I was always jealous because he was always painting and doing different things. And you know, now I get to do that. And it's funny because it seems like he's with me sometimes when I'm doing this. It's an amazing thing.
That's great. It's the beauty about art and about creativity, is it really can transform your emotional being far more than people would ever think so.
It's the best therapy in the world.
Now, you've got a very strong relationship with your mum and dad, and your dad came up with two of the titles for some of the paintings that you've got. One's called Smoke on the Water, and the other one's called Fire in the Sky. So it's sort of knowing your dad's age group. He was probably a Deep Purple fan at some stage.
It's amazing to have my family in my life on that level with doing art, you know. They're passionate about it too, and very supportive. It's a blessing. A lot of people don't have that sometimes when they want to fulfill their dreams and goals and try to go out and do something. It's against the grain, and I just have a lot of support around me, so it makes things a lot easier for me.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, it's one of the things that makes the journey worthwhile, having those people there. But you've got the piece behind you as well called Embry, and it looks like a tree. Looks like the trunk of a tree as it climbs up. It's amazing as well.
Thank you, thank you. I think my mom likes that one.
So do we let that dry, or we let it?
I prefer to work on it when it's wet.
Okay.
It just makes things a little bit easier on me.
And we go to is it the red?
Yeah, we do the top coat, which is a heavy body red. It's made by Liquitex. That's what I like to use. It really just spreads really nice. Puts a lot of good pigment on the painting, and when you put a clear coat on top of it, it comes
Really
alive.
pops it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really
That's
does.
the thing with acrylics is they sort of once that top coat goes on, they go up 25-30% straight away.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. A lot of people don't use a clear coat with their acrylics, but for me, it really does something to it. I don't think it's finished until the clear coat's on, really.
So just straight up one side.
Straight up one side. Put a nice amount on there.
Cool.
Then you just spray your water, of course. You gotta use water so it doesn't stick too much. And then
You just sort of ride it over the top.
yeah, just
Yeah.
barely touching it. I don't like it. I have to do a little bit more. Still got plenty of paint on there, so I can come back through again and just barely graze it across.
See, that looks good. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Now we work it down. Just keep coming down.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's try it again. And you almost vibrate the trowel across, just barely skimming it. And it'll give you some different effects, but it gets a little hairy sometimes. Right there.
That looks good. More paint.
More paint, lots of paint.
More paint.
And you can do different, depending on the pressure you put and the angle, you can make it do different things, especially if this is wet, underneath, very, very, very wet. You can get some really cool stuff going on, but for now, we're just gonna keep it simple, so it's gonna look like this, pretty much universal down.
So Ramy, some of the artists that have influenced you with your own work, some of the great contemporary abstract or even past abstract artists.
For me, I like to go to LACMA, the museum. It's right up the street here, and there's a room there that has like Clifford Steele's, Rothko, Franz Klein. There's even Pollock's in there, and different people like that. It's like 20th century abstract artists, you know, it's expressionists, and for me, like that room, it changes a lot. But when I go in there, it's just like heaven almost. You know what I mean? To see these people's work, because they're just geniuses. And then there's people like Gerard Richter, who's unbelievable. And I knew nothing about the guy before, but I watched a documentary on him, and he's an unbelievable artist for many, many years, you know, and people know him now for what he does, but like what he did way back was even more incredible in my opinion. And who else is there? There's like Ed Moses, I think a couple people that I know that I've met through social media, like a guy, his name is Paul Franco Franklin. I believe he's either New Zealand or Australia, I'm not sure, but his work's amazing. And another guy named Jonathan Adolphe, I don't know exactly how you pronounce it, but he does this stuff, fiberglass resin sheets, and it's unbelievable. There's amazing artists out there everywhere, really.
It's all little bits and pieces of the influence of those people that brought you to where you are now. So, but you know, you've got your own completely individual style, which is what it's all about too.
Right. Yeah. It gives me opportunity to just kind of express things, get things out, which is what it's all about for me, really.
But each one of those strokes is never the same.
Never.
That's the beauty about it.
Never.
They're all completely different, aren't they?
That's one thing. I don't think anybody could ever forage my work, you know, and it's
just about near impossible.
Right, it is. I really enjoy it. Stressful at times, but I really enjoy it.
It's the right kind of stress.
All right, the last one, let's see.
The last one, the Pierre Resistance.
Let's hope that it works out, you know? possible.
Here we go. Voila.
Oh, voila.
So do you often just walk away, sort of leave them there, sit and watch it? I mean, with your work, you really can't sort of go back and
No.
retouch. It's like, it's it, it's done.
That's it.
Yeah.
You like I like to do. I mean, you can see I have paintings hanging everywhere in the house, and we'll put it up and we'll just watch it. We'll watch it for a couple days, maybe a week, and then I'll get an idea and I'll be like, I'm gonna try something, you know. And most of the time it doesn't work out, but sometimes it does.
Yeah.
But with stuff like this, I can come back and do something similar, you know, again, because I have this technique down, but it's never the same. Sometimes you can really destroy a great painting. But
It's instantaneous, but that's the genius behind it.
yeah, it is, but I really, really enjoy what I do, so.
That's the main thing. Okay, folks, another fantastic day. Ramy,
Graham.
that was really cool.
Thank
really,
you.
really cool. So, great, one of Los Angeles' great abstract artists. Now, if people want to come and see your work, where do they go to?
Just go to RameyDixon.com.
Okay, go and see Ramy's work. He's got a whole bunch of really interesting stuff in there. And also, you wanted to pay creed to the LA Artists Association once again as well.
Yes. I definitely appreciate them and the opportunities that they give emerging artists. So it's a great opportunity for people if they get involved.
Absolutely, and it's a great organisation here in Los Angeles. Also, we'd like to thank Dick Blick. Dick Blick is one of America's major retail art supply stores, and they have some pretty fantastic stuff in the stores and online. They've obviously helped you out as well.
Oh, definitely. Amazing materials, and they have everything you need at the same place. It's great.
Yeah, I've been into a number of their stores and they're like just huge.
Yeah.
So if you want to get your art supplies, go and see Dick Blick as well. Also, you can come and see us at Facebook and also at YouTube, and you can come and see us obviously at colonialife.com.au. Come in and look at our gallery as well. We've got some fantastic stuff in there as well. Hopefully we'll be able to get some of Ramy's work in there too, which would be pretty cool. But we're off again. We've got a couple more people we've got to see in California. Love America. People are fantastic. Always. Till we see you again, remember, make sure you put some colour in your life. We'll see you later, guys. Bye now. See ya.
See ya.